Can paying my mortgage early protect my house value?
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
For over 30 years, we've come alongside you, not only selling and buying real estate, also helping you build your finances, helping you actually even strengthen, heal, and flourish in your relationship, and just really creating better business and better life. So 30 years of hanging out together. It's been actually really awesome.
Oh, that's like 40 years of hanging out with you.
I know. Anyway, so, protecting your equity is a big deal.
Yeah, so it's not really, paying my mortgage off early doesn't protect my house value, does it?
No, it really protects my equity.
Yes.
Right?
So if values go down, if values dip a little bit, if I've been fastidious, is that the word?
You've been diligent.
Yeah, that's the word.
We just work with diligence.
Work with that one. You've been diligent at paying your mortgage down. Mm-hmm. Your equity still may go down, but not like it would have if you hadn't paid anything down.
Right. So it's how do we protect our equity in this segment? And the cool thing is there are a few ways to do it, which you already may know. Or maybe in this episode, you'll learn one or two ways you hadn't thought about, or maybe even just a reminder to take it seriously. Because right now, when values are still going up, when interest rates are still pretty low, when things are really very good, but we think there's going to be a little bit of a turn in the market, is an amazing time to take the studious action to be able to position yourself to protect that equity that's in your house.
I'm a little distracted today.
Okay, he did promise we're probably going to disagree on something on this episode. And so I'm waiting for it. I don't know what it is.
You got your hair done yesterday and it just looks so great. And I know you can't see that on the show, but unless you're watching the replay on YouTube. But man, she did a good job. Way better than I did during COVID.
True. We became Salon to One around here. And the reason it was called Salon to One by Ken is because there was one proprietor, there was one person that received the services, and the one actually stood for only new experiences.
And she was going to give me a bad review on Google. I said, you can't do that.
So when it comes to mortgages and paying down your mortgage, there'll be no bad reviews here. There'll just be great insight. And the first thing you can do is do your lump sum payment. As much as you're allowed this year, if you have some cash sitting around, it's an incredibly good thing to do.
And a lot of people have cash sitting around. Not everybody, but many people with COVID, they continued to get their normal wages, but they spent less. They didn't travel. They didn't go on trips. They maybe didn't buy things. Maybe they got a little afraid of what might happen and they just started socking away money. So you may have some money sitting around.
And if you do, it's an amazing opportunity to do your lump sum. Most mortgages have 10%, 15%. They have different amounts depending on the mortgage you signed up for when you got your mortgage that allows you to put a lump sum on it and immediately have extra equity in your house. And if it's sitting there, it's just a really amazing forced savings.
We did that last year, right?
Mm-hmm. I know.
Yeah, we put our 10% down. You know that.
I do.
I'm just reminding you. Okay.
Well, because for decades or a couple decades, we didn't have a mortgage. And so then when we got a new one, which was business debt, really, we chose it for business, but we chose to leverage our house.
Commercial building.
Right. We chose to leverage our house for the down payment for a business building, which made lots of sense because whether we had the equity in one property or we had the equity spread out between two properties, it was still a lot of equity.
Yeah.
I had to live with the concept of having a mortgage. And often having a mortgage is a good thing if it lets you buy another income producing property, not if it's for toys.
Yeah. So the second way is to double up your payment. Even if you've made your one-time payment, you can double up payments every month up to the value of your payment. So if your payment's $1,500, you could pay $3,000 a month. And that extra $1,500 is directly off the principal, which then means your next payment is less interest and more principal. and so on and so forth. And it just shortens a mortgage unbelievably.
And you don't even feel it a lot of times, right? Especially
I
this
feel it.
next one.
I feel it.
The bi-weekly payment. You don't.
Yeah.
The bi-weekly payment instead of a monthly payment gives you an extra payment or so a year, which is, if you're getting paid every 2 weeks, you won't even notice it.
That one I agree.
Right?
Yeah, and you make actually one extra monthly payment because there's 13
Right.
double payments, right? Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So really cool. Another one is when you're renewing, consider a shorter amortization if you've got a lower interest rate. I know when we were, in 3 houses ago, we started at 10%, and when it dropped to 7% when we were renewing, we said, hey, that's a great interest rate. That's a lot less money. Let's shorten our amortization. We increased our payment by only like $80 a month. But the beauty was we took 5 years off because the interest rate went down. And the struggle right now is people are used to really low interest rates.
So low, right? Like crazy
like
low.
1.5%, 2.5%.
Like when they were 5, I thought they couldn't go any lower because I had seen them in the 20s. I'd seen them. We had 15% mortgage rate in our first property. So we had seen that stuff. So when they went under double digit, I thought, wow, we've arrived. And then when they went to 5, I thought, wow, this is incredible. And then we've been living under 2.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it is not going to stay that way forever.
Right. And so now the other thing you can do, the fifth key, is do your research. Call a mortgage broker. We can refer you one if you need one. And they're going to do a mortgage analysis, see what your interest rate is, see what your penalties are. It may be a good time with interest rates so low still, maybe a good time to re-lock in. Even if you've got 1 or 2 years left in your mortgage, might be the time to renew.
Right. And there may be some discharge fees. So you want to obviously look at the big picture, not only the instant picture, but have them work with you to do some spreadsheets. And if you're not a spreadsheet person, become a spreadsheet person.
No.
For this exercise.
No, let
For
your
this-
mortgage broker do that.
Yeah, but you want to be able to read what's there.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about analyzing. Is this the argument you said we were going to have?
No, I just think you don't need to understand spreadsheet. You need someone that understands spreadsheets to put all the information in and give you the bottom line. This is what it will cost you to stay with what you are. This is what interest rates may be or may not be when you renew in 2 years from now. This is what your penalty is. This is your savings over the next 5 years or 10 years or whatever you're. So bottom line it. Bottom line it. Make it simple for.
Or go ahead and spreadsheet it. Whatever you prefer. The point is get the answers in whatever format best serves you.
Yeah. Because there's one thing for sure. What's for sure?
You tell me.
Yeah. Interest rates. Interest. Whether you're, let me rephrase that, compound interest. Whether you're paying it or you're receiving it. Either way, it's a super powerful thing.
Well, and it's either going to work for you or work against you. So take advantage or make the best use out of compound interest. And we are honored to be your guides on the journey of building wealth and wisdom.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.